Welcome to Beyond Illusions, where we explore transformative books, lectures, and ideas, to uncover truths that enrich your life. And in each episode, we challenge those harmful beliefs and dive into those spiritual insights to help you break free from illusions and embrace deeper wisdom.
And today we are diving deep into Brian McLaren's Faith After Doubt. He really flips the script on how we view faith and doubt, and I think it's especially relevant for those of you out there who want to apply these concepts to your daily life.
Okay, Faith After Doubt. I mean, just the title alone, it has me intrigued. It suggests that doubt isn't the enemy of faith, but maybe a path to something more meaningful. What do you think?
Absolutely, you hit the nail on the head. We're often taught to fear doubt as if you know that it weakens our faith. And McLaren challenges that, suggesting that doubt can actually be the foundation for a more mature and fulfilling spiritual life.
Okay, so he's not just talking about abstract concepts here. He's giving us concrete ways to understand this. So how does he lay that out for us?
So he introduces these 4 stages of faith development: simplicity, complexity, perplexity, and harmony. And this is to illustrate how our relationship with faith and, yes, doubt can change over time.
4 stages. Okay, I'm hooked. Break it down for us. What does this progression look like?
So imagine faith is like a river, always moving, always changing along its course. It's not static. It's not confined to a rigid structure.
Okay, I like where this is going. Faith is a river. Keep going.
So at the beginning, in the simplicity stage, the river flows smoothly. This is where faith is often very black and white. Right versus wrong, good versus bad. You rely heavily on authority figures for guidance. Think of it like a childlike faith, accepting teachings without a question.
Right, it's a place of comfort, especially, early on.
Exactly. But as the river flows, it changes. You start encountering bends, maybe even some rapids. This is the complexity stage.
Sounds like life. Things start to get, more complex.
You said it. Life's nuances, challenges, those gray areas become clearer. We realize the world isn't always black and white. Faith becomes less about blind acceptance and more about navigating challenges, using those principles.
Less about what to believe, more about how to live it.
You got it. And as that river continues, it might hit those unexpected obstacles, those moments of real turbulence. This is perplexity, where doubt takes center stage. And McLaren uses a powerful story here about a woman named Sarah. She always believed God answered prayers, but when her son became ill and despite her prayers passed away, she was thrown into a whirlwind of doubt.
Wow. I mean, that's incredibly relatable. So many of us have experienced something that shakes those fundamental beliefs.
It's a shared human experience. He says, these are the moments that those simplistic answers just don't hold up anymore, and this stage can be unsettling, even disorienting. But he argues it's essential for growth.
So it's like the river is being forced to carve new path for itself, to adapt to the landscape. So this doubt he's talking about, it's not the enemy here. We're not supposed to run from it.
Exactly. It's part of the journey, often prompting us to live out our faith more authentically, rather than simply believing things, in a rigid way. It can lead us to live more compassionate and fulfilling lives.
It's almost like this perplexity stage. It pushes us beyond those simplistic answers to really grapple with the complexities of faith and how it intersects with our lives, right?
It does. And McLaren reminds us it's okay to feel lost in this space, frustrated, even angry. These feelings are valid and often a sign you're on the edge of something deeper, a more authentic faith that resonates with your real-life experiences, not just what you were taught.
Okay, so we've journeyed from simplicity to complexity, navigated those turbulent waters of perplexity. Where does the river of faith lead us next?
This is where we see the beauty of embracing doubt. It carries us to the final stage, harmony.
Harmony. Okay, that sounds like a good place to be. Tell me more about this stage.
Imagine the river, after all its twists and turns, now flowing with a deeper understanding of its own course. So, in harmony, you no longer see doubt as a threat, but as a companion to faith, a teacher, even.
So it's about learning to coexist with doubt, rather than trying to eliminate it completely. Is that what leads to a more authentic expression of faith?
Exactly. We begin to understand that uncertainty is a natural part of life, not something to be feared. Instead of always chasing those rigid answers, we embrace the mystery of it all, and we integrate those doubts with our beliefs, creating a more mature and nuanced understanding of our faith.
I can see how this harmony stage, could be the most challenging, yet also, the most rewarding. It's about letting go of those old paradigms and really embracing the unknown.
It is, and it's important to remember you might find yourself moving back and forth between these stages throughout life. It's not a straight line, and that's okay. It's about the journey.
Which makes sense. I mean, life certainly doesn't follow a straight line. So how does McLaren see this idea of doubt as a catalyst for growth? For our listeners who are wrestling with their own doubts, what's the takeaway?
One of the most powerful insights McLaren offers is this, and I'm going to quote him here. Doubt is not the enemy of faith. It is faith's partner. Without doubt, faith would have no room to grow. He argues that questioning leads us to a more fulfilling and active faith, one we live out in the world.
That's a powerful statement. So instead of fearing doubt, we should embrace it as a catalyst for growth. It's a refreshing way to look at it. But how do we actually do that? Where do we even begin to embrace doubt as a teacher rather than a threat, especially when it can feel so uncomfortable?
McLaren offers some practical steps, a sort of action plan, if you will, for embracing doubt and moving toward that state of harmony.
This action plan you mentioned, it sounds like something we could all use, especially when those doubts pop up. What are some of those practical steps that McLaren suggests?
Well, the first, and maybe the most important, is simply embracing doubt when it shows up. Don't shy away from those tough questions or try to bury them, you know. Welcome them as a sign that your faith is growing, that you're moving beyond those simplistic, often inherited beliefs to something more authentic.
That's easier said than done, right? Doubt can be so unsettling. It can feel like the rug's been pulled out from under you.
Absolutely, it can. It's natural to feel that way. But McLaren suggests we reframe doubt, we see it as a guide, not an enemy. And one practical way is to create space for reflection. Start a journal, maybe. Write down your doubts, your questions, without judgment.
I love that. Having a space where you can explore those thoughts without that pressure to have all the answers. I mean, that can be so freeing.
It can be truly liberating. It allows you to sit with the discomfort of not knowing. And that's often where the richest growth happens.
Okay, so we're embracing the doubt. We're reflecting on where those doubts are coming from. What else can we do?
Next, figure out where you are in your own faith journey. Remember those stages we talked about: simplicity, complexity, perplexity, and harmony. McLaren encourages readers to think about which stage resonates most with their current experience.
That's a powerful exercise.
Yeah.
It helps you understand why you might be feeling that doubt, or even, dissatisfaction with your faith. It's like having a map to navigate those feelings.
Exactly. Recognizing your current stage can provide immense clarity. Even guide your next steps. It helps you approach your faith with purpose rather than feeling lost at sea.
Okay, I'm with you. So we embrace the doubt, we reflect on where we are in our journey. What's next?
This next step is vital, especially if you're feeling, alone in your doubt. Seek out community. Surround yourself with people who are also exploring their faith, people who are open to discussing difficult questions without judgment.
That is so crucial. When you're wrestling with doubt, having that support system can make all the difference.
It's everything. McLaren, he emphasizes approaching those conversations with curiosity and respect, even when there are, disagreements. It's not about converting anyone to your way of thinking, but about creating a space for honest dialogue and shared exploration.
It's about creating that safe space to be vulnerable, to bring your whole self to the table, doubts and all. I know McLaren also talks about the connection between faith and taking action in the world. So how does that fit into this idea of doubt as a catalyst for growth?
This is where it gets really interesting. As we move through these stages, McLaren suggests we often become more aware of social justice issues. We begin to see how interconnected we all are and feel called to make a difference in the world, to put our faith into action.
So it's not just about personal growth, but about aligning our faith with actions that create a more just and compassionate world.
Exactly. McLaren, he believes that this outward focus, this desire to work towards a more equitable society, is a natural expression of a mature and evolving faith, a faith that has been tested by doubt and come out stronger.
That's a powerful connection. So we're embracing doubt, reflecting on our own journey, seeking community, and then connecting our faith with action. And those are the key takeaways from McLaren's action plan.
You got it. He sees these steps as interconnected and mutually reinforcing, providing a framework for navigating doubt in a way that leads to a deeper, more authentic faith. one that's personally fulfilling and outwardly focused.
This has been such an insightful deep dive into faith after doubt. It's clear that this book offers a powerful framework for understanding our own faith journeys, especially those moments when we're grappling with doubt.
It absolutely does. It reminds us that doubt, rather than something to fear or suppress, can be a catalyst for incredible growth and transformation,
Yeah.
leading us toward a more fulfilling and purposeful life.
It's about seeing those moments of doubt not as failures, but as invitations to explore, to question, to evolve.
Precisely. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. Seek out community, engage in meaningful conversations, and allow your faith to be a source of both personal transformation and positive change in the world.
Such wise words. To our listeners, if this conversation has resonated with you, I highly recommend checking out Faith After Doubt
Yeah.
by Brian McLaren. It's a book that will challenge, inspire, and ultimately invite you to embrace a more authentic and fulfilling faith journey.
Until next time, keep asking those hard questions and stay curious.